Good evening. Again, we are on the same journey, trying to unpack, demystify, and possibly find what is going on. Is it a military takeover, or is it something else? A duck is a duck, but this is not a duck. So what is it that is happening in Zim? How do we unpack it? Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
How are you doing? Very well, thanks. How are you doing?
Not too bad.
Yeah, a lot of information is flying back and forth. I don't know what's true.
Yeah, somebody says, Regina says there's a press conference at Chiwenga. Did you hear anything about it?
Today?
Yeah, I don't know whether it's today. I'll check whether there is a press conference. Yeah, no, I saw what you sent. You are saying African, there is a reversal. While he's under house arrest by officials of the ZDF, Mugabe has refused to yield to persuasions, which later became demands to address the nation in a coerced and prepared speech.
From what I hear, there was supposed to be a speech at 11 GMT. I got a message for that, right?
Yeah.
That didn't happen. And then, so the thing is, obviously, as you know yourself, you don't know how accurate this information is. But anyway, that's what I heard. There's going to be a speech at 11 GMT. And I said, where? I said, it's coming. And I said, well, I need to know where we can see the speech or hear the speech. And nothing came out of it. So I think what I'll probably do is I'll probably try to get hold of Themba Mliswa, because he's probably going to be closer to the situation, I suspect. Themba Mliswa is probably going to be close to the situation to give insight as to what's going on.
Okay, but I think what is being suggested maybe just to look at it on an academic basis. If you were to abstract and see what is going on. So the cause of action is that Mugabe is okay. He's surrounded by vouchers and criminals. So if that is the cause of action, once you have arrested the criminals, where does that leave Mugabe?
That's a very good point. That's a very good deductive way of looking at it, right? Okay.
Yeah.
To say that you've justified your action by saying the president is okay. So therefore, why then would you seek to eliminate him from the process after you've eliminated these criminal elements you said are around the president?
That's right.
You said that he's the president. Yeah, you said that you've actually acknowledged repeatedly that he's the president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Yeah.
Then for you to have a defense force, you need a president. And the president is created by the people. And the Zimbabwe Defense Force cannot create a president. So,
I didn't know that.
No, constitutionally you can't. Because the power is vested in the people. Otherwise, you may appoint someone commander, then when you want to remove him, he shoots you.
But you know what they were saying, which I don't know what they're talking about. they have seen so many theories. One is saying that the president, yes,
Yeah.
that Mugabe is going to be persuaded, okay, to appoint Mnangagwa as his deputy, okay?
No, it's not persuasion. You see, you can't persuade something and you have limited his powers. That's no longer persuasion.
The African Union has just come out. In fact, the African Union, that text is actually not even accurate. The article from Conde is very blatant that this is a coup. It must stop. It must be reversed. They must respect the Constitution. And it's coming from someone who's had experience of this sort of activity.
Yeah.
I think that's where the problem. This is going to start running into a problem right there.
Now I'm saying the construction of it requires end-to-end thinking, because the moment
I don't think that. Yeah.
You see, the difficulty you have is that people are celebrating this temporary victory, but the construction of the injury leads to a solution which is not what people are looking for. Because if you
100%.
if you take the conclusion that Mugabe is no longer fit for the job, then that's the end of the story.
That's explained in what sense?
Now I'm saying is, if Mugabe is no longer fit for the job,
right,
then the consequence is to remove him. You don't need a press statement. You don't need to negotiate with him. Because you have come to the conclusion that is no longer fit for the purpose of the job. So if you are saying that there are people who are influencing him badly, or who are undermining the party, then once you've caught the people, what is the relief?
So what they've been trying to do through their various international handlers, who have tried to, especially, the UK media, you can see this is MI6 all over it, right? You can see British intelligence all over this, yeah? You look at any publication, they are refusing to call it a coup. Yeah, I think they put a D notice or something on it, right? Deceased, MI6 can put a deceased notice on something, yeah? They can just, then media is not allowed to even publish the article, or they can constrain an article to say, you don't mention this about this particular thing if you want to publish it. And everyone has to abide by it. It's called a D notice.
Yeah.
Right? Deceased notice. It's all over. It's all. I was just doing a media analysis today of the Daily Mail, the BBC. None of them are talking about the word coup is explicitly not mentioned.
Yeah, you see, the difficulty is here. If you don't call a spade, then the same spade can kill you. Because they'll be left with no choice but to kill Mugabe.
This is...
Hmm?
They'll be left with no choice but to kill him.
There's no other, because the only way he can exit is involuntary exit. The Constitution has provisions for him to vacate, one of which is death, the other is where he falls sick or whatever, or he can abdicate, or he can decide, if you persuade somebody to say commit suicide, and he says, I'm not going to commit suicide, Because you have not set out grounds on which I must commit suicide.
True.
Huh?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you end up with a construction problem. So it then says, okay, you have to pronounce that it's a coup d'etat.
But the moment they pronounce the coup d'etat, then SADC and AU automatically take over.
No, I'm saying is that they may say, forget SADC, forget AU, and we're going to do it our way.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Because under that SADC organ of defense, isn't SADC actually mandated to send forces in?
Not necessarily. It depends on what is going on. It's not one size fits all. I mean, you'll have Lesotho where there are perennial problems. But yeah, so when you look at the army, if they had said, no, we are tired of this nonsense, our president is not living up to the expectation of the constitution, he is the problem, then it's a different thing. So it's untenable for you to say somebody must be encouraged to abdicate, because there's a cause and effect. You are causing somebody to leave office. And he says, I got the office not through the barrel of the gun. So how does the military come and compromise my power? Because the power doesn't flow from the military. So I need the people of Zimbabwe to decide that I should what? I should exit.
Yeah, I should exit, yeah.
Yeah. So I think some people compare it with the DRC. The DRC never pretended to be a constitutional state.
So how does it function?
No, because Joseph Kabila was the son of the father who was killed. And the father was killed, the son then took over. Then the term ended, but the conditions were not ready. And he never advanced the condition to be ready for him to be taken out. So now they say, okay, if you are going to have elections, we need to define the constituents. We need a voters' roll. We need all this lineup.
The issue today has been that what the issue mentioned now is that the president is saying, you know, I was voted in by the people.
That's the argument he has always made, that I'm not refusing to vacate. I'm willing to vacate. But my legitimacy flows from the people.
They've been trying to force him to they're trying to persuade him.
No, you are actually forcing him, but the moment you start negotiating with him, then you have come to the end of the road.
Yeah, this thing, the way it's constructed, has come to the end of the road. In fact, if Mugabe sits out the next 72 hours, this thing becomes stale. So I think within the next 72 hours, a decision might be made to kill him.
I think that's the only reason they have, because once you are forcing him to see reason, and what you are saying is he must vacate. But in your own heads of argument, you are saying that Mugabe as people are the bad people.
even that argument in itself, this is why the AU said, listen, respect the Constitution. Because, I mean, that argument itself is illogical. Are you saying that the police don't to do the job you are doing?
I'm saying is the moment you say I'm constitutional, then you can't say, you can't be the alleger and the judge and the jury and the executioner.
100%. 100%, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I mean, how are you responsible for the apprehension, the prosecution?
Yeah.
They haven't thought it through.
Because you
like,
you can't say Jonathan is a criminal and therefore he's already guilty as charged.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's innocent until proven guilty. You've already denied him his right.
You've already gone into an unconstitutionalism, but the cause of your action is restoration of constitutionalism.
Yeah, I don't think these gentlemen have really thought it through and sort of deconstructed. So I think maybe they were thinking as they were doing.
Yeah. So those are.
I think it's.
So those are the things that one needs to interrogate.
Now, what is your view? What is your understanding? This one thing that's been consistent all day is this idea of an interim government. Assuming they get to that stage, I can't see how they can move from where they are to the interim government anywhere. Because Chadwick, the Zuma's office today said, how do you even arrive at it? How do you arrive at an interim government? But assuming there is an interim government, there's this thing of having Mnangagwa as the interim president, Mujuru as a vice president, Babeko as a vice president,
yeah,
as a prime minister. You were hearing this, right?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
No, I think they are permutations people are proposing, and there are many scenarios, and those scenarios include a transitional government, and that transitional government will incorporate the people arising out of this arrangement, maybe handpicked by the army. So that's what will then happen.
But what would make they don't have the part in authority?
No, I'm saying in that case, you are saying if it's broken, it's broken.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Then there is no more need to legitimize anything. So they're just saying, look, guys, we define what the law is.
Okay.
Yeah.
The AU could prefer Zimbabwe to the UN.
Yeah, but normally the UN is not a reliable body.
Yeah, because I think whatever the military is doing, Britain is forward, China is forward, so South Africa will be more or less forward, the night waiver. So it won't be any sanctions there.
Yeah, I don't really think they will stick to any sanctions. And Hello?
Either they get this gentleman to agree, or they will just go unilateral.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what would then happen. Yeah. That's what I did, but there's no confirmation yet.
And Chiwenga will be so okay. In that case, Chiwenga will ultimately be the head of government.
No, it's not clear as yet because nobody's clarifying what should happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
And assuming they have that arrangement, and he died, what's his name? Nagata died, then Joe should be the next president.
Who should be the next president?